I just read and read and read. I probably read 5 to 6 hours a day.
If you want to change where you are, then you need to change who you are.
I consider reading to be like part of my job.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time. What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. My one word is believe, and I believe in you. I believe you have an amazing gift inside you that I want to see exploded onto the world. So grab a cup of coffee and sip on today's message. Read, read, read. Over to you, Warren Buffett.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
I just read and read and read. I probably read 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't read as fast now as when I was younger, but I read 5 daily newspapers. I read a fair number of magazines. I read 10Ks. I read annual reports, and I read a lot of other things too. So I've always enjoyed reading. I love reading biographies, for example.
If you want to change where you are, then you need to change who you are. You are a direct result of the environment that you're in, of the people that you hang out with, of the habits that you do regularly, and of the media and information that you consume on a regular basis. You are where you are in life because of your parents, because of your friends, because of the books you are reading or not reading, because of the Netflix shows or YouTube channels that you are watching or not watching. And if you want to change where you are in life, you need to grow as a human being. You need to change who you are. One of the great advantages of reading is that you get to take lessons that it may have taken somebody else decades to learn, and they've consumed it and they've written it into a book, decades sometimes of research and knowledge that you can consume in a couple of hours and immediately apply somehow to your life or to your business. It's a cheat, it's a hack. And for a lot of you, you may not have a great circle of friends. You may not have the ability to go out and network with people. You may live in a tiny town. You may have family that doesn't support you. And so a lot of you will then say, well, that's my lot in life and I'm screwed and I can never change that. No, you can change it by reading, right? By reading, you are hanging out with people who've done a lot more than you. And the more that you are hanging around those people, even if they're not in front of you, it'd be amazing to have Tony Robbins sit with you every single day and help guide you through life. But because you can't have that, you can have his books. You can learn from him. You can apply all of his lessons into your life on a daily basis and start seeing growth. And that applies to any of the authors that you might look up to. I take this even a step further in that as my video consumption has gone up, I've read less and less and less. I still read. I'm not happy with how much I'm reading. I probably read a couple of nights a week. I try to make it a daily practice, so it's one of the things that I'm working on. But I consume a ton of YouTube content. I much prefer watching videos than reading a book. That's where my mindset is at. It's why I make videos for you guys. It's why I do the Top 10 series and the Mentor Me series especially. Because I, selfishly, I want to hang around people who've done so much more than me, and the more that I'm hanging around those people, the more their mindsets, their way of thinking, their attitudes, their belief seeps into me to allow me to go off and do bigger things. Elon Musk and Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins and E.T. and all of the people, Warren Buffett, that I profile, I feel like are my friends. Like, these are my acquaintances. These are guys and ladies that are in my ear constantly pushing me to do more, to strive for greater things, because the people in my life don't. The people in my life are great, and I'm so fortunate to have people who are extremely supportive of everything that I'm doing, but nobody's telling me, Evan, you suck. You could be doing more. Like, what you've done is great, but I know you could be doing a lot more. And the amount of growth that I have seen in the past couple years, I attribute exactly to the video content that I have consumed and made for you guys. And I guarantee you, whether it's watching YouTube videos like mine, whether it's reading a book a day, whether it's consuming just content that inspires you on a regular basis, if you were doing that, if you made it a daily habit, a daily practice to consume content, whether that's from a book or video or friends or conferences or meetups, whatever the thing is that gets you feeling like you could do more, you could be greater, you could accomplish bigger things, right? If you did that on a daily basis, whatever the thing that made you feel bold on a daily basis, I guarantee you that your life will be unrecognizable from where you are 1 year from today. Your change will be insane. And so there's that famous quote that says, you are the direct result of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, right? And that's very true. If you look at the 5 people who you spend the most time with, they're probably around the same spot that you are. And so the hack, the cheat, the shortcut to get to a better place is through aspirational mentors. It's through books, it's through videos. And so I would encourage you strongly to really do an audit of how you are spending your time, what kind of content and information you are consuming on a regular basis, and is that contributing to you untapping the inner potential that you have to go off and do amazing things? And if not, then let's change it. Now I've got some very special bonus clips for you, but before that, commitment of the day. You just watched this video, hopefully it resonated with you. Don't watch another video and not take action. I want you to commit in the comments below what is one thing that you are going to change in your schedule, in your habits, in your life, in your business as a result of watching that video. Commit publicly, leave it down in the comments below. I want to see what you are up to. Thank you so much for watching. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself and whatever your one word is. Much love. I'll see you again tomorrow morning for another shot of Entspresso, and enjoy the bonus clips.
I want you to read one self-help book. It's not a lot, just one per month. That's not a lot. You can handle that. Most self-help books are pretty short. So all you need to do is just have a list. And in fact, I have a list of some of my favorite, most powerful self-help books on my website. You can go check that out at actualize.org. But this is a huge habit. Here's why. Because self-help books have basically distilled all the principles of success and happiness that human beings have discovered in the last 2,000 years. And especially in the last 100 years, there's been so much research done on how to be successful in business, how to be successful in relationships, how to be successful with your happiness levels, how to meditate properly, the scientific benefits of meditation, and so on and so forth. And self-help books are not just abstract, very pedantic type of books that you might read in college. These are very practical. These are written to get you results. These self-help books have exercises in them. They have techniques. Read those. Start practicing those. If you just read one book per month for the next, let's say, 8 years, that would be close to 100 books. That would give you the entire theoretical foundation that you need to master life.
The exercise is very important to the creative process. I try to either run, I run or swim almost. Run, swim, or I do CrossFit every day. And that's very important. I tend to have creative breakthroughs when I've stopped working on something and I've went to do something else. Which is cool. You were showing me the gym earlier. I think that's probably why that's there. It's like you can work and work and work on a problem, and then you stop, and then when you're thinking about something else, that sort of magically comes together in your mind. Books obviously are very important. I read a lot. I try to read 2 or 3 books a week. And for me, what I realized very early on, and it's a little bit clear for me because I work in book publishing and I'm a writer, but I consider reading to be part of my job. So and that was actually somewhat weird when I was working full-time in American Apparel. It's I would want to sit there and read a book, but you can't do that at an office, But so now I work from home, so I can I can arrange my day in a way that appearances matter a little bit less. But I think, reading, what I say is okay, look, chances are whatever problem you're going through right now, someone else went through before you, and they probably wrote it down. And so books are the way that we access that knowledge. And if you're not availing yourself to it, you're going to learn a lot of things the hard way when you don't necessarily need to. So I consider reading to be part of my job and part of what's accelerated what I've been able to accomplish. So it's when people are oh, how do you have time? How do you have so much time to read? It's well, how do you have time to sleep? And how do you have time to eat and go to work? That's just what you do. It's not this extra luxury that I squeeze in when I'm on vacation.
Got it. That was going to be one of my questions. How do you have so much time to read? So
there's no secret. And I don't read fast. I think a lot of people think that people who read a lot must be speed readers, and so they focus on that. It's no, people who read a lot just spend a lot of time reading because it's important to them. And that's sort of the distinction that I made.